Hello guys, today I'll be talking you on web development. So the internet actually has a huge source of information about web development. So why watch this video? A person in general does not know where or how to get started. Something I faced in my situation. So I tried to structure all the information available on the web with a tutorial to help you get started. So HTML is a basic markup language. Various tags are used to solve different purposes. So every programmer needs to learn this basic language to get himself started. To do any kind of web development, we need a text editor like Notepad++, Sublime Text, etc. I would recommend you Sublime Text as it has many features in it and you would love to use this text editor. I'll provide the link down below. So next, you need to learn about the web browsers. The web browsers play a very significant role for you in web development because some web browsers have various developer tools, like Google Chrome has good developer tools so that you can debug your web app. So I will show you some of the developer tools. So let's open Google Chrome now. To go to the developer tools, we'll simply right click on the screen and click on inspect. So it shows all the HTML that is sequentially. If you view the HTML of Google's page, then it would be in a haphazard way, but it shows it in a quite comfortable way so that you can view it. If you click on the network tab and you want to go to any website, say facebook.com, then this will show all the status, all the headers. If you click on this, you see all the headers. You see the status code 200, you see the request method, that is get, you see the request URL and all the cookies that are used, when will the cookie expire, all the information you get, the content type, the header and everything else. So to get started with web development, we will use Sublime Text. So this is Sublime Text. It's very easy to use. I will provide the link down below. So how to get started? First we'll save the file on our desktop, say abc.html. Let's save this. So you just have to write HTML on the top and it will render all the important information. Only in Sublime Text this happens. If you choose Notepad, then you will have to write all the information. So it's quite better. So let's start. The first line says doctype HTML, which shows that all the HTML5 tags can be included on a web page. The title tag is used to change the title of the web page, which is viewed on the top left navigation bar. Let's write it as my first web page, and it will show it in the left navigation bar of a web page. To write anything on our web page, we will simply write on the body and we will not use any tag. This is my first web page. So let's save this and let's see on our desktop. This was our file abc.html. It has been created. So as you can see, this is the title that we wrote and this is the content that we wrote in our body. So let's now move on and do some changes in this. We can use various tags to change our text. We can use bold tag to bold our text. We can use em tag to italize our text and other. So as we can see, if we refresh the page, then it turns to bold. So HTML is basically a language which provides a structure to our web page. There are various tags that we can use in here. So let's get on. Suppose we have a few lines of code. Suppose let's search paragraph on Google. So we have this content. We'll copy this, we'll paste this on our Sublime Text. let's say we have another paragraph, we'll paste it. So let's say we have two paragraphs on our web page. So now let's see how will this render. So it does not show any paragraphs because we have to use a certain tag to tell HTML that we actually want to render it as a paragraph. So let's change this and we put a paragraph tag in here. So every opening tag must be closed, and it must be closed by a / and that tag. So we have specified here that this is the first paragraph, and let's specify here that this is the second paragraph. So now let's see how this will go. So it shows now the two sentences in different paragraphs. So now let's move on to heading tags that many of the people use in their web page. So there are many headings tags like H1, we have H6, we have H1, H2 all the way till F6. So H1 is the biggest size that would render on our web page, and H6 will be the lowest size that will be rendered. So as you can see that it has it's such a good editor. I start a tag and it's automatically closing it. And let's see now H6, which will be the smallest of the three. Now let's see how this renders. We will refresh the button. So now you can compare the sizes of the three heading tags. Now we will move on to how to add an image to a web page. We simply say image. The source, now we will specify the source attribute of the image. We will open Google and we will type images. This is an image. So let's copy the image URL. Now let's paste. So yeah. So now let's see how will this render on our web page. So the image has been rendered on our web page. We can do image rendering by two ways. We can simply use the net for our image rendering, but we can also use the image files located on your hard drive to render an image. So let's say we have a file. So let's download this another file. Let's say we want to download this and save image as. We will save it in desktop. Images 1 and it's a JPEG file. We will save it. So images 1 has been saved. Now we will tell this, and one thing, that image is a self-closing tag. So unlike any other tags which needs an opening and a closing tag, it is a self-closing tag. So you will specify the / in the tag itself. So now we want to render an image which has been saved on our desktop. So we will provide the path to the image, that is images1.jpg, JPG, and we close the path. Now let's see how it goes. So the image has been rendered. So now let's move on to some other tags. Now I will tell you how to render a YouTube video on your web page. So what you can do is open YouTube. And let's say we want to render this video. So what we can do is we can open this video then we can copy empt code, and then what we will do is paste in this. So now let's see how is our image, how is our web page. So as you can see the image and the YouTube video, and you can play this video, you can zoom this video, you can do anything on this video as you can do in YouTube. So now let's move on to a UL, the unordered list tag or a ordered list tag. So let's delete this video from our web page, and then we will type UL, which is for unordered list. You can also type an ordered list by an OL tag. So we can specify any list item that we want to have, like let's say 1, 2, let's see how it renders. So as you can see 1, 2 has been rendered. So what have we learned so far in HTML? Basically we need to remember all the tags, and that would help in rendering our web page. So there are almost infinite tags. I will not be able to cover here on this video, but everyone needs to remember some of the important tags. You need to remember the form tag. That is very important because it is used in HTML to connect HTML with our PHP code, to connect HTML with our JavaScript code. So this is a very important tag. So input type, it has different input type, like text. We have to name this as something because we want to use it in, we have to use it in PHP code someday. So let's name this as name. So this will render our text, and we can also do something like input type equal to submit. We can name this as submit itself. Okay, we don't need to name this actually. So this is also a self-closing tag, so we'll specify a / in this also. So let's see. So as you can see, we have a text box and a submit button. So we can type anything on this text box. So you need to do all the stuff that is in form tag because it is the most important tag of all of the tags. So it is not possible for human to learn all the tags, but we should have a knowledge of basic tags. So the best online sources for web development, I will provide the link below. It is w3schools.net. I will show you W3 Schools. It's really cool. Like I started my web development from this only. So it has a lot of online web tutorials. You can check this out, and it's really cool. It shows you HTML, CSS, and all the languages that you can learn. Then you have a online course that you can do. It's on Code Academy. It's a short online course that you can do on HTML and CSS, and it's free. So why not do this actually? Like you are sitting idle on home, so why not actually do this? You will learn anything. So okay, yeah. So you can always go on the web and search for anything. That's another thing. Like on Google, you have any problem, you have stackoverflow.com, you have w3schools.com, you have online courses. You can definitely go to the internet and watch all these things. So so you can also do one thing in HTML. So you suppose you want to render the similar code to this, you can watch the page source, you can learn from them, and you can see how they have actually went on with their code, and you can do the same thing with your website. You can copy paste their code to make your website look good, and you can do a lot of things. So the purpose of my video was to tell how you can get started with web development. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll soon be adding a video on PHP, but make sure you learn all the HTML and CSS by yourself. Because basically learning HTML and CSS is not tough. It's not a programming language, so to speak, and but it is used for PHP web development, for JavaScript web development, so you need to learn them. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.